Yeah, at least that one kind of would help a little better. So, X and jump. That did not do what I thought it would. Okay. How does insanity decrease? It doesn't. I lost life. Does insanity decrease, not increase if I toss, you know, these still ones? Seems like it. So any particularly dead specimen. You get fired. Press enter to restart. So it's considered living if they're talking. Okay. So it's a quick resource management game. Oh no. I see where the hallucination comes in. The jumping sounds awfully comical for a game that's kind of more metaphorical in a way. Oh, whoops. Ah, no. Oh, whoops. What are these? Presumably they're supposed to be fish, but... I don't know. This game is kind of confusing. Surreal even. Oh no. Productivity. Clearly it's meant to go on forever. So, let's see what happens when your insanity meter goes way up. Yeah, cat. Good idea. You died alone in an asylum. Ah, okay. Ah. You know, when it kind of boils down to it, it's just kind of a be careful what you do kind of game where you have to make sure that right things are being pruned out from the anger. I'm also finding that not dropping any of these characters into the pot is actually kind of beneficial to me. Oh, but they're not increasing score. Okay. Oops. I'm debating on the graphics here. Just kind of strange. Surreal in a way. Ouch. You died in a bloodbath. Alright, we got all endings here. That's pretty good. That out. Well, that was strange. Don't you have to chop them into the pots? Yes, we do, Kane Dragoon. Yes, we do. That was strange, to say the least. Maybe the readme will tell us more important things. Oh, what? We didn't tweet back? Oh no! Oh no! I forgot! Oh no. Anyways, let's talk about this. You know, so I was raised by a sushi chef. So cutting open fish is kind of par for course for me. It's not something that I'm kind of all dehumanized with. So for me, it's kind of hard to see much resemblance here. I don't know. It's just one of those things that when you grow up with it, you just slowly become desensitized, such that people will be like, "What? You can tolerate that? But the poor thing," and they'll be like, "It's food. It's supposed to be cut up," kind of thing. So who knows? Yeah, maybe it's just me being really cold. Anyways, let's talk about this. So, innovation. Don't particularly think it was all that innovative. I don't particularly think it was meant to be fun either. So that's alright. Taro dreams of chopping sushi. Theme. Theme is the part I'm kind of torn about. In some ways, it's an interesting take on the theme. It's kind of like Forlorn 79's method of, it's about being this animal consuming monster, or at least someone that seems to not have a particular heart in, killing live things. And to be fair, I understand that, being a butcher and that kind of stuff, they're all very incredibly unpleasant jobs. So I do agree with you there in that regard. I feel like most of the metaphor really just falls under the story and not so much under the actual game, because the game itself felt a little more abstract in its presentation than I expected. So it's a good interpretation of the theme. I feel like it didn't go nearly as far enough to me. Graphics. This was the part that I am actually torn in on. I couldn't tell what these were supposed to resemble. So, even when the baby faces came in, I'm like, that really looks oddly comical. And I mean, the original intent with that, from what I understood reading the description, is that the character you're playing as is hallucinating. But um, even then, like the even then, it didn't make me particularly feel bad when I ended up dropping those into the pot for no particular reason. It's just like one of those things that doesn't particularly hit me. So, the link to the list. Here we go. Graphics. So, I had a hard time telling what was going on. They're serviceable, but when even as I see it in action, I'm still not even sure what the heck is going on. The audio was dreadfully repetitive, so yeah. I mean, like, I guess that was supposed to be some sort of there was some sort of dissonance in its simplicity. I definitely remember like Hitogochi had a very simple tune, even though its premise was rather morbid in many ways. But this one, it didn't quite feel as fitting to me. Humor, there isn't any. Mood, and this is the part that I'm really torn on. When I say torn on, like, I understand the intent, but I didn't feel it. Half of it may be because of my own upbringing. The other half is that I don't really see the game being good at depicting, the whole butchering aspect of things. You have this, what looks like a normal lady who is not supposed to be used to butchering, being forced to do so. But then the graphic behind the actual butchering act is just them falling into the pot. And the gameplay system seems like it's, the gameplay system seems cruel, but the graphics is crude and the audio was dreadfully repetitive that it was hard for me to kind of take all those in at once. It was, to me, it just felt like it was trying to do something, and somewhere in there, something didn't click. Maybe the developer ran out of time, and a lot was lost in intent. So it left me with more questions on what the developer was thinking, and less so on my interest of the game itself. And so I don't know. I did think that the mood was on the terrible side of things in that regards. I didn't see, given what was written as on the description, I didn't see where the intent of the developer was being applied to the game itself. So overall, then, like, I feel like mood was kind of the main intent for the developer, but I didn't particularly see it. I didn't particularly see how that all of these kind of fit together. I am going to say it's definitely not the worst game I've ever played. So I don't think it's deserving of any sort of 1-star rating. Again, 1-star rating is anything that I think is like I absolutely dread. So I didn't particularly dread playing this game. It just didn't seem to make much sense to me. So yeah, let's talk about this comment. Given what seems to be the intent of the game, given the description of the game, I take it the intent was exposing the cruelty behind animal slaughter. If so, Hi, Bright Star 5. I bet I know who you are. If so, I found it hard to see the metaphor in the game. Not a whole lot of details seems to click together. Instead, it just feels like a repetitive slicing game. Hi, Evergreen12345, just joined in. Have you, do you have a Ludum Dare game to submit, or are you just spectating? Instead, it just feels like a repetitive slicing game where you need to be careful of what you slice. No particular message there. So yeah, we did in fact play Flesh and Fish. So seeing that Evergreen says that